Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Mellow7 Gaming, and this is not really a gaming video today. This is a Mellow7 Makes. Maybe I'll actually make that channel at some point. But I recently bought myself a Glowforge laser, and I've been playing with it a little bit today. I had to rearrange the garage first, but you know, we mostly got things organized again. And I've been working on making bookmarks. In this case, I made a couple out of wood last night. And now I'm trying to make some out of leather. So I got a little bit of leather. I was at the craft store this morning looking for some other stuff, and I figured we'd give it a go. So I've already made a couple of them. I more or less have my settings pretty well dialed in. I'm going to kind of walk you through how I would set it up. Now, I've already got the first one of the two more that I'm going to make here already copied in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let's pretend like we've just fired this up. There's nothing here. I have selected a medium natural leather, but I have used custom settings, and I'll be happy to show you those as we go along. But let's start by, hitting the plus there. We come here. You can see I've been playing with this this file here a bit to try to get it just the way I want. We go ahead and tell it to import. This happens to be an SVG file, which is what the Glowforge prefers. You can bring in anything, but an SVG is about the only thing it will cut. It will take a DXF file and convert it to an SVG, but essentially you need that kind of vector style format. And as long as you do that, you're fine. My document happens to have been made on Adobe Illustrator as two layers. The first layer of which is the actual picture that I want engraved, and the second bit is this out here. So you can see it automatically knows to engrave that and to cut that. We're going to go ahead and just spin this thing around. If you hold shift while you spin, it will only do 45 degrees. Now, I want to make this about the same size as the last one, so they're all about the same. So we'll just kind of shrink it down. That looks pretty close. There we go. We'll call that good. So we're going to go ahead and drag it down to here. Now, I happen to have repaired this piece of leather a little bit. You can see I've got these little magnetic pins, and they just help hold it down to the metallic plate there. With the tape on it, I'm not sure it's needed. The tape seems to hold it pretty rigid. You can see I've just got some green painter's tape on here, and that's just to kind of cut down on the charring. You can see there is some charring down here, and if we leave this like here, we'll get charring, a little bit of charring all the way around the leather. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting through some painter's tape. It doesn't need to be perfect. I don't mind if they have a little bit of character to them, but just to cut down a little bit. I've placed these here. Now there is a little bit of fisheye going on because of the type of lens. You can see there's a difference in perspective from this pin to this pin. Now that pin is angled away from us a little bit because it's on the corner, so it's tilted over anyway, which makes it look a little bit worse. But so it may not be exact. So don't cut your tolerances too closely. I'm going to go ahead and set my focus right here in the middle of the two that I'm going to do. And it's going to take a couple seconds. This is very much an online type of deal, right? So if you don't have an always-on connection, the Glowforge is not for you. And to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of it. There's some other features with the Glowforge, for instance, this camera and a pass-through to do larger materials and some other things that I really liked. And so I've gone with it. But this is not my favorite portion of their processing. See, now it says we're ready. Okay, so what I want to do actually is I am going to I'm going to tell it to ignore these initially. So what I do is I come through here. I want that to be at my leather bookmark. This one I also want to be. This is my custom cutting, right? So you can see here I have it set for 225 in full power. But for this first pass, I think I'm going to tell it to ignore both of these. And then this one I have set to, did I do it on draft? I think the last one I did on standard definition. And we'll do both of these on standard. So you can see it's going to use the medium natural leather settings it already has. Standard definition gives you 270 lines per inch, one pass, 1000 speed at 71 power. Now, if we come here and we take a look and say what draft photo would do, 170 lines per inch, 81 power. What was this one? 71 power. So standard definition is a oddly, let's see, that one's Hold on, let's make sure we get them both good. Standard definition, standard definition. So standard definition appears to be a little bit less, but more lines per inch. And so we're going to go with that. If we were to take a look at HD, you would see it would be 450 lines, and it slows way down. So speed of 300 and a precision power of 60. You know what? I've already done the others with standard definition. So we're going to go ahead and go there because I'm doing 4 of them total. So standard, standard, we're all good. So when you are happy with your settings, and you can save custom settings, you can see here, like that's my bookmark wood engrave custom setting. And I thought I had this one. There we go. That one's on engrave. So now my cut custom setting shows up. There's my leather bookmark and my wood bookmark. Okay. I'm learning the software now, so you guys are seeing some of that. So when we're happy with it, everything looks good, everything's lined up, we focused right towards here. We're just gonna go ahead and hit print. It's going to take a little while because we're using the most powerful ultra high performance servers, so it takes about 30 times longer than it would if I was just doing this on my local machine. But that's okay. So this total thing is going to take about 12 minutes. I'm actually going to splice in here the footage of this one being cut because, well, the settings and setup that we're using now was finalized in that one with the tape and everything else. So we'll go ahead and watch that be cut, and we'll be right back. So the first bit is done, and you can see underneath there, is there a way to just hide them? I don't want to move them. I can't move them because we have to do the cut still. But you can see the outline of the etch underneath. And you can also see that it's a little bit off from where you think it is. And that's just because of the fisheye lens. You know, everything gets a little bit distorted, which is why you need to be careful to, when you lay your stuff out. Just give yourself a little bit of room. Don't move stuff if you can avoid it, and take care of it that way. So now we're going to come in here. We're going to turn off these two engraves, and then we're going to come back here, and we're going to say cut, and we want my leather bookmark, which is 225, is our speed at full power. And same thing over here, and we'll go with that, and we'll hit print, and we will, let me say dismiss there and print here. And I will show you the footage from the last one being cut. And I'm going to go watch this one being cut, hopefully. Actually, I'm going out to organize stuff in the garage. But this should only take a couple seconds. This is a pretty fast one. We'll wait here for it to finish saying preparing. You can see I did move the pins around a little bit, just to put them in the middle so that as it cuts, it doesn't curl up and move on us a little bit. This first one is the only one that kind of showed any sign of doing that. I think the tape pretty well's got that under control. So this is only going to take 40 seconds. I'm going to hit print here, and then I already did, excuse me. I'm going to walk outside and hit print, and we'll watch it through the magic of TV, this one right here. All right, and that's all it takes. So, let me flip up the lens here so I can see, see what I'm doing. There we go. And so this is how they come off the laser looking like. So obviously it's still got the tape on it. And so we'll go ahead and pull the tape off real quick. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to brush it real fast just to get rid of some of the charring. You can see the soot and stuff all along in there. And that's just because, again, this is going to be a bookmark. So I don't want too much on. What I've been doing is I take them in and I go ahead and rinse them off in the sink with a little bit of soap and water and a brush, and just kind of try to pull off the worst of it. There we go. So not too much difference. And we'll go ahead and pull the tape off. Hey, we got both. There's such a small connection there at the end. Last time I expected it to come off. So we got a little bit of extra in there to weed out there. I don't know how well it's going to show, but just a couple little pieces of tape in there. There we go. So that's what it looks like fresh off the laser. Let me grab one that I've rinsed already. And there's one that has been already rinsed off and got the little hole in it, so it'll get a little ribbon or twine or rope or something, maybe another little piece of leather strap in there to tie on. And that's it. On the back, I will be, I'm making these for the people on my team at work. And so on the back, they will get a, you know, a 1 of 5, 2 of 5, whatever. There have to be 5 that I'm going to make, and their name down the back. And that's kind of how we'll finish them off. But for now, you know, that process is essentially the same as what you've already seen. And so I think I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you next time. Cheers.